What if MVC4 came out and it was worse than MVCI?
Then we gonna be saying we can't wait till MVC4 again because it don't count.
I mean, I'll say this: if Capcom has the audacity to release a Marvel versus and put 4 after it, as it's this the next main, if they have the audacity to release something worse than MVCI,
what they gonna come out with? MVC we scared to release for?
That would, I mean,
I don't think it's gonna happen. I mean, MVCI, everybody applauds it for its gameplay, so we know Capcom basically had to do with that, but it's just everything outside of that, like, you know, financial backing for graphics, how it looks, the characters that you allowed us to put in the game, who you didn't allow us to put in the game, basically saying, look, Black Panther coming out, talk about that. You know, it's just like Disney has so much influence in it that you can tell, like, Capcom hands were tied to a certain degree, you know.
Yeah. I want to say something that real quick. I also saw a comment where somebody was like, MVCI, MK1 is definitely not the equivalent to MVCI. MVCI had graphics. I'm like, I just, I don't know, man.
That comment, that was funny.
I get it. Everybody's entitled to what they like, right? But you have to be objective. If there's something that you are a whole fan of, you still have to be real, like live in a world of realism enough to be objective. I love Marvel, but MVCI was a bad overall game.
Bro, maybe he came from like GameCube and then like Game Boy Color, and his parents was like, you know what, we tired of making you struggle. We'll finally go ahead and get you a PlayStation 4.
It's like they're probably playing MK1 on what's called Switch or something like that, man.
Oh, Switch.
That's the only way. The only way you could come up with that. I'm sorry, I don't want to be that guy, but I'm like, I feel like the only way you could have that particular opinion is if like, you're like, hey, like they were like, you know what, we're not going to be able to get MK on like PS5 or anything. We're gonna have to settle for what we can get on Switch. Oh man, they ain't got no graphics in MK1. I'm like, yeah, because you're playing it on Switch. Like, that's why you ain't got no graphics, bro. Oh, man.
Bro saw Chun-Li and just said, gorgeous.
Well, that's the thing. Like, when you have a game that had... you have a game that had character models that was so bad, they had to redo them upon release. Let's be honest here, okay? Again, I gotta say this, man. Gamers out there, please. Right? Boy, you the GOAT, man. Thank you. That's a perfect example. They brought out that travesty of Sonic the swamp creature, and they thought that we were gonna be okay with it. No, they redid him and made him look like actual Sonic. But that's why I said I made a tweet. I said, you know what? I'm at the point where I'm okay with developers and publishers doing these shady practices, because there's a lot of people out here that are gonna accept uncooked raw dough, and they're gonna pay $110 for a pack of uncooked cookies, raw cookies, and they're gonna be just fine with it. Not only is it raw and uncooked, it's got a few roaches on it. It's got some ants playing tic-tac-toe on it, and they're gonna be fine with it. So I can't complain about developers doing practices like this when people are accepting of it. You can have a game that looks like MVCI and somebody say, this looks great. Sir, MVC3 looks 10 times better than MVCI. Man, let me be quiet, man. I ain't finna talk about me no more. Let me be quiet.
Bro, you don't eat raw cookie though? Raw cookie though is fantastic.
It says on the box, do not consume raw.
What, you scared?
All right.
I've been eating raw cookie dough since I knew what cookie dough was.